What's poppin', everybody? Sailboat54 here with a very unexpected treat for most of my subscribers. Bet you guys didn't see this coming, but we are indeed going to show a deck profile today for one of the V-Union puzzle Pokemon cards. It's going to be Mewtwo right here. I guess pick on the card that has its face. Mewtwo V-Union for the expanded format. An all psychic deck that's going to pretty much focus on getting this guy out and utilizing his powerful attacks. So the V-Union cards, I had the chance to open up a few of those collection boxes and acquire all of them. Alpha and Trading Card Games should have the videos on the channel. Now, I managed to acquire them. I'm going to show you guys decks with all three, or maybe just two, Zacian and Mewtwo. And these are probably going to be some of the very last few deck profiles for the channel. You guys know the deal with Pokemon TCG Live. But for Mewtwo, this is going to be an all psychic deck. The V-Union cards, the way they work, we got to discard all of them in the discard pile. And then you can revive all of them at once and bring out basically this giant Mewtwo card and take advantage of its very powerful attacks. So what this guy has, he has 310 HP. It's going to give 3 prizes. It has a typical weakness to darkness, resistance to fighting, and what's the bottom? The bottom like retreat. I don't even know. It doesn't say. Do you got a retreat or not? Must be on some of the cards. Oh, there it is. Retreat is 2, but it has some very powerful attacks. The primary one we're going to take advantage of is this final burn attack. For 4 psychic energies, you just do 300 damage. You don't need to discard anything. You don't need to pay any other costs. So get a lot of one-hit knockouts on almost anything. And then anybody that's going to survive the VMAXs, they're going to have severe damage on them. It's going to be very, very pressuring on them. So this is the point of this card. He also has an ability right here, Photon Barrier, prevent all effects of attacks from your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon. So that's a handy effect as well. You know that you're immune to effects of attacks. And then the other attack, Psy-Splosion, for 3 energies. You put 16 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. So spread the damage around. If we can just do this basically and soften up all of the Pokemon, maybe even a VMAX that would survive, and then follow it up with the big attack, nothing is going to survive. And then the Union Gain, you can use this attack to attach up to 2 psychic energy cards from your discard pile to this Pokemon, but we're not really going to utilize this. This deck is going to be a Malamar engine deck, I suppose. We get to take advantage of all the benefits of all the different amazing psychic cards printed throughout the years. The recent ones with the Chill and Rain set, I guess, like the Fog Crystal, and of course the ones from Forbidden Light, maybe some other older sets too. So Malamar is going to be the way for us to charge up Mewtwo. You can definitely use Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. You can even use these guys together, and you have another solid attacker too as backup. But I didn't go in that direction. I'm just using Malamar, a few other techs, and then the Mewtwo as our main guy to attack. So simple deck structure, 3-3 Malamar line, need this for energy acceleration. I've got 2 Cresselia with Crescent Glow. This is another way, if we play second, to get a lot of psychic energies instantly on Mewtwo, and then just power him up. So that's why Cresselia, she's in here. I've got my Dynamax the Crossma GX. This can be an additional attacker if our opponent gets a few prizes first. Moon Eclipse GX is always a solid GX attack. Do 180, and then your opponent has to pull if they want to go through the effect of this attack. Make this guy basically immune. Prevent all attacks, including damage onto this Pokemon. So they gotta pull or do something if they want to play around it. Main reason is invasion for this card. Of course, this and the combo with Float Stone. Free retreat around the board, and then we can power up any psychic Pokemon we want. It's always going to be Mewtwo most of the time. Then I've got Giratina. Giratina, of course, Distortion Door. pretty good. It's gonna revive every time it dies, so I have like an unlimited counter to Desada IV. I'm pretty sure this card counts as like a V card, even if it's not like basic or whatever. Mewtwo doesn't count as a basic or evolution card, but I believe it does count as a V card. So I think Desada I should still be able to block it. Same for Talria. I could be wrong. This is a fairly new card. So, I mean, I'm not sure of the rulings just yet. I didn't play against it. But Giratina is a good Pokemon. Help us put some damage counters on the board with this effect. And that's basically it. I've got Mew for Bench Barrier, Protector Dudes. It's another psychic Pokemon we can easily search and even use Psi Power. And then the last Pokemon, or the semi-final Pokemon, is going to be this Mew EX with Versatile. This Pokemon can copy this guy, essentially. It's the only sort of card that can copy it. The other Mew and I think Marshadow, I think maybe Marshadow GX can copy it as well. Yeah, actually, I mean, Marshadow GX, I'm not sure. I would have to check, but I know that Mew EX can definitely copy its attack. Runs on Psychic Energies as well. It's a Psychic Pokemon, simple, so might as well use it. The ideal scenario is that we get the V-Union Mewtwo out, we have it on the bench, we power up Mew EX first so we can do a lot of glass cannon damage, take advantage of its attacks. It's going to die and give 2 prizes, but then after putting a lot of pressure, then Mewtwo can come and clean up the rest of the opposition, I guess. But that's the ideal scenario. Most of the time, you're not going to have a lot of great Pokemon to copy with this card, but it's the only thing I could really think of to add besides some other random psychic Pokemon. Mewtwo, you only have one copy, like this one summon you're going to get from the discard pile, and that's about it. So it's all about this Mewtwo. Mewtwo is the star of this entire deck. And then the last Pokemon, Tapu Lele GX, excellent Pokemon. Psychic, easily recruitable with our cards. Can use the GX attack, I guess. Maybe in a pinch, it could come up. Wonder Tag, get us supporters. So pretty much an amazing Pokemon. No weakness as well. Energy Drive, also a very good attack. If we got to attack with a different Pokemon than Mewtwo. Alright. Now, simple Psychic line. The trainers, we got a lot of trainers. First off, it's going to be this Battle Compressor, Team Flare Gear. So, this card, anyway, let me not change the subject. But this card, you got to run 4 of these 100%. It's our most reliable method to put Mewtwo in the discard pile, like all of the pieces, and then revive them. In this deck, it works out nicely since you can dump Psychic Energies too. So, Malamar can put in the work then. Good synergy with that. And I mean, since we're running all of these battle compressors, since we gotta run them to ensure consistency, then I have to run the deck a little bit differently. I'm running triple Via Seeker and a few less supporters because we can also discard supporters and then use a Via Seeker if we have that in hand, get a supporter. That sort of combo. Most people should be aware of it by now. So max out the Battle Compressor, and then mid to late game, once we don't need to dump anything else, you can just use it, dump a few useless cards from your deck, additional copies of Battle Compressor, or some other cards. It's also, of course, another way to discard Giratina. Get him instantly there is another target, besides energies and Mewtwo pieces. And that's about it. You can dump like a few of these searchers after you don't need them anymore. And that's about it. We max out the Fog Crystals and the Mysterious Treasures, speaking of which, get the new and old support for Psychic Searching. Mysterious Treasures is great because it's a discard outlet like a Quick Ball, but it's also going to get me Stage 1 Evolution Psychic Pokemon, so it's the best method to get Malamar and get basically everybody else in the deck. So that's why it's in here. Space is kind of tight because of all the extra cards I have to run. And, you know, the Mewtwo pieces, they count as cards, of course. So that's why I can't really afford to do level ball and stuff. I need to have a card like this that can give us multiple functions. So Mysterious Treasures, max it out. And it's a discard outlet as well. If you draw the Mewtwo cards, then obviously you can't dump them with Battle Compressor. You will need a discard outlet like Computer Search or Mysterious Treasure, that sort of thing. Fog Crystal is going to get us any Psychic Pokemon and also get me any Psychic Energy, so it's another dual purpose card. I don't need to use Professors that are in this deck because this is like an Energy Searcher if I don't need a Pokemon. So it's good. Once again, help us with the space. Early game, we can fetch all of our in case other Psychic Pokemon, and I guess even add these pieces if we have like a Juniper in hand, so we can just discard them. So that works out as well. So Fog Crystal, you gotta max it out. Since I mentioned the Computer Search, might as well talk about it a little bit. This is the ace pick of choice. It's so obvious, so standard. In a deck like this, boost the consistency, boost the speed, and it's a dual discard outlet. You gotta use this. The closest card that you can use instead of this is Dowsing Machine if you want that extra recovery. But I think Computer Search is still the best. At least it works for me in this deck. This deck is all about just trying to set up quick and then apply super quick pressure with Mewtwo. That's why the Stadium is also this Dimension Valley. I guess talk about this real quick. With this, Mewtwo can even do the the final burn attack for 3 energies. So just 300 damage for 3 energies. It's just too powerful. It's just too good. So that's basically the point. Set up fast, overwhelm the opponent, and hopefully that's enough to grant us victory. And I guess I forgot to mention, this guy also has like a healing attack, Super Regeneration. Heal 200 damage from this Pokemon. Probably not going to come up, as you're going to be wanting to destroy your opponent quick. But just another attack. You basically have 1, 2, 3, I think 4 attacks. So that's crazy. But that's the case with this, with these V-Union cards, I guess. Anyway, other item cards are going to be kind of standard. Trainer's Mail, boost the consistency, just what we need for the deck. Triple Via Seeker as opposed to the dual one I usually run. It wouldn't even be bad to run 4, but I think just 3 is the right number. Gotta keep space for other cards as well. And you don't want to get this early when you can't use it, unless you have like a Battle Compressor 2 in hand. So 3 is good enough. I've got the dual Field Blower, 2 of these. Get rid of our opponent's tools that negate our abilities, like the occasional Garbodor or anything else that can be a nuisance. So that's this card. Double Switch and the Float Stone. My usual combination in these kinds of energy acceleration decks that use a stage 1 like Malamar. Obviously the Float Stone is supposed to go on this guy, but you can of course attach it to Malamar, any other Pokemon, depending on the game state. And we have some switches for backup too. Okay, and then what else? I think I touched on everything. The Stadium. You could probably run a few different stadiums. I forgot. I think there's like, what is it? The Ultra of the Moon gives you basically free retreat on your Psychic Pokemon, 2 or less, if they got 2 or less. And there's also a few other ones, other stadiums that you could probably try out. But I'm going for the Dimension Valley just to get that additional perk with Mewtwo. And that's basically it. Other Pokemon aren't really going to utilize it well, like Necrozma can't use it, Cresselia can't use it, Giratina can use it. Where are you? But it's mainly for Mewtwo, giving us that extra edge, making the attack even quicker. Alright, because you're not always going to be able to get all 3 of the Malamars out. You might have to discard 1, hopefully not 2. I don't have any Rescue Stretchers or Super Rods in this deck. We just can't really afford it. Space is so tight. I mean, I barely had enough space for 10 Psychic Energies. Normally I would run like 11 or 12 in this sort of deck. But that's the situation. Last thing to talk about, supporters. Yeah, do the 3 Junipers, discard outlet, massive draw, just what we need. 2 Cynthia, solid shuffle and draw. N, of course with Via Seeker, it can be handy late game as well, mid to late game. Chorus, very good card and expanded. We're going to set up our Pokemon on the bench quickly enough, I would say, with all of these searching cards. So Chorus is good. Boss's orders to pick on specific Pokemon, win games, very good. Additional VS Seekers make this card even better. And that's basically it. Like I've said, there's a few less supporters than usual because we run a lot of battle compressors, which is like a searching card, and VS Seekers that could help me get a supporter. We got Lele for some support as well. This can become a supporter with all of these searchers I have, searching cards. And this is basically the deck. Now, I quickly need to mention a few of its downsides. The only, like, I guess, real downside that's not really conventional, I mean, the Darkness weakness, where is it? It's kind of standard. Mewtwo is a Psychic Pokemon. It would have been weak to, like, either Psychic or Dark. So, yeah, Darkness Pokemon could be troublesome. But at least you can kill them back, too, if they have less than 300 HP. But I think the biggest weakness for this deck, and any V-Union Pokemon in that matter, is this sort of puzzle aspect. If one of these cards gets prized, you can't use this Mewtwo until you see the other card from the prizes, and then you discard it as well. This makes things kind of tricky. Using a card like Gladian in this deck is just too slow. I don't recommend it. You can if you want to, but it just makes it too slow. I can't imagine myself using that. So you got to just take the risk and hope your cards don't get prized. And if they do, you're going to have to try and get prizes quickly, attack with Giratina and other Pokemon, get some prizes, and then hopefully you see the final piece. It's not a pretty solution, but it's the only thing that you can really do. I've considered maybe adding like what was it, Solgaleo with Lily, the Tag Team GX that can do a lot of damage, and then maybe if you do 230, you kill something, you can get some prizes. Maybe that's an option over the Mew. Maybe it's an option you can replace the Mew for another decent attacker. But I couldn't really put in a Crozma V in this deck because we can't really use special energies. It conflicts with Malamar. Any other Psychic attacker, the best thing you can really do is just use Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX with this guy and Malamar. But I think I would have to look into a deck list for that sort of combination more carefully. This is just a very easy build I put together, so it should get the job done. I played matches with this deck. It can't be really extreme, trust me. But this is the biggest drawback of this deck. So I guess it's good. It makes these V-Union cards a bit more balanced because they can be very broken, as you guys will see in the matches. And that's basically it. I mean, other than that, it's the other typical weaknesses that Malamar decks would have. Decks trying to pick on them. You know, sometimes you might brick. Not really in this deck, though, with all these battle compressors. And that's basically it. I mean, you only have one real attacker. Like, that's a real heavy-duty attacker. This guy can be kind of good, though. This guy, too. Lele, I guess, maybe. But that's about it. So, this is the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a like. Share this video with your friends. I will show Zacian after this, after I finish with Mewtwo in matches as well. I think that one is going to be even better because we have a few extra tricks we can do if we use it with Bronzong and Expanded. But this is the deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe, leave a like, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys on the matches. Was I?